Norfolk County prosecutors reviewed confidential materials turned over from the federal government's investigation of the Karen Reed case for evidence that could benefit defendants in 19 criminal cases, court records show. It remains unclear if prosecutors distributed the federal materials across all 19 cases, some of which have already gone to trial. In 12 of the 19 cases, prosecutors filed protective orders for federal grand jury materials, suggesting they either had to turn over or plan to share some documents. This is wild. The list of all 19 cases was revealed in a court order filed last week in the Brian Walsh case. Norfolk Superior Court Judge Peter Krupp ordered the federal government not to destroy any materials it turns over to the state prosecutors during the Reed investigation. The order was entered a day before local prosecutors returned the tranche of documents turned over to them back to the feds. We know Proctor's emails, texts, images, voice recordings were all included in that, which is one of the reasons why it's speculated that our guy, Mr. Good, Sergeant Good, can we call him Sergeant? I guess he's still a sergeant. Sergeant Good was placed on administrative leave with pay because they got this information and they saw there was some things that didn't look great. State prosecutors first gave notice to the possible return of destruction of the material in July. A federal court order required the district attorney's office to dispose of the material 30 days after the end of the Reed case, which concluded with her acquittal on June 18th. The order was eventually extended to a deadline of October 31st. A series of hearings on the issue were held before Crump, but the hearings only addressed 5 cases, those of Bianca Ciancio, Giovanni Del something. I'm not going to say those because I'm going to ruin the names. We had Sean Johnson, Miles King, we've talked about, and Brian Walsh, we talked about in passing here as well. All but Bianca are charged with murder. Y'all said Judge Corrupt. In the remaining 14 cases, all but 2 defendants are charged with murder. The exact contours of the federal investigation are not known, but multiple witnesses who testified in the Reed trial were summoned to appear before a federal grand jury, including former Massachusetts State Trooper Michael Proctor. It was alleged that some of the Alberts, some of the McCabe's were going to be called as well. I think from what I remember, some of them didn't end up showing up, but it was told they were summoned and said, hey, you might have to come and talk to us.